Hello, friends. Thank you for stopping by here in the Little Nugget Gold Mine, where we dig up some of the little golden nuggets of wisdom from the Denver Nuggets ass kicking over Portlandia again. Denver this Sunday afternoon, although I've waited till Sunday evening. I thought maybe the matinee curse might have been broken if I don't know when I started it, but I didn't start the game until well after it was over, so maybe I broke the curse. You never know. We'll talk about many curses, those curses and more later on. But yeah, Denver in Denver takes on Portland, and both teams were absolutely scorching hot in the first quarter. I think they were both 7 of 10 from 3 in the quarter, and they had 40, what was it, 40-38, I think, at the end of the first. It was wild. But Portland couldn't make shots all game, and they missed them in the second half, and Denver played a little defense and kept kicking ass on offense and took care of business. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the first game of the Denver Nuggets that you've seen in, what is it, 5 months? November, December, January, February, March. 4 months? Like November 12th or something? Since all the Nuggets were healthy. So I think we saw a lot today that we're going to see going forward. And I said it here last time, or was it on DMVR? Last game was game 1 of a 10-game win streak. Mark my words. That means we are now 2-0. Watch out. Watch out, next 8 games. We're going to get you. Tuesday night against Phoenix, late. That's crazy. This one was at 3 p.m. That one's at 9 p.m. And then there's one on Wednesday, I think, at home against Dallas. Something like that. We'll have to get to the schedule later. But what I've seen tonight was that every single Nugget that stepped out on that floor played well, including rusty old Peyton Watson. He had a few cobwebs that he had to dust off and oil the gears, so to speak. But, he played pretty good. Even without a shoe for a minute. He took a shot, although I think he was 0 for 1 without a shoe. Jokic, triple-double. Nothing crazy for him. Maul had the first 7 out of 10 points and just was cooking in the first quarter, along with Cam Johnson. As DNVR calls him, Killer Cam. Yeah, Cam went off, and it was nice to see him pull up from deep, bury some threes, and build his confidence. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where I thought the man was crushed, and Cam Johnson would never return. Actually, DMVR said Cam Johnson is gone. Cam stepped into the phone booth and changed into Killer Cam. And now he's an improved version, named Killer Cam, that can go out and drop 5 out of 7 threes, I believe. Let's look at them stats. Yeah. Cam did good. I think every single person did good. If we check the box score here. And put it up on the screen for you. There you go. Nikola Jokic posts his 35th triple-double as the Nuggets beat the Trailblazers 128-112. You know what? I could just pull this up for every game and start reading it first. Sound professional. 42-40 in the first. 33-29, 32-24, 21-19. Yeah, I was wild. What does the AP say? Nikola Jokic recorded his 35th triple-double of the season, and both he and Jamal Murray scored 22 points Sunday when the Denver Nuggets celebrated the return of Peyton Watson by cooling off the Portland Trailblazers 128-112. I think AI wrote this. The Blazers, the Trailblazers, cooling off? Come on now. Jokic 22, 14, and 14. Keeping those stats alive. So that for back-to-back years, he can average a triple-double. Cam John added 19 as the Nuggets topped Portland's 3-game win streak all on the road. Wow, I didn't know Portland had a 3-game win streak. Maybe it isn't AI. It is that they were hot. Avdija. Denis Avdija at 23? No way. Yeah, outscored everyone. That's crazy because I don't even remember him scoring. Klingen at 18. And they never led in their last of a 5-game road trip. Watson, who hadn't played since February 4th due to hamstring injury, scored 14 points in just under 20 minutes. He was one of 7 Nuggets to score in double figures. That's a lot. 7? That's a lot. 6'8" guard was averaging almost 15 points when he got hurt 6 weeks ago. There was a certain... I think as a starter, he was averaging over 20. David Adelman said before tip-off that the minutes of his high-level wing defender and precision passer will be restricted as he works his way back into the rotation. Both teams were torrid to start. Torrid? Is that the right word? To start the matinee. They even called it a matinee. How dare you? Each shooting 7 for 10 from three-point range in the first 6 minutes. That's right. That was the first half of the first quarter. It was 14 threes. Nobody missed. It didn't seem. Both the Blazers and Nuggets better than 70%. Murray and Johnson both hit 4 3-pointers before half. That's crazy. Klingen. Oh, Klingen is the big old goof, isn't he? 7'2". Knucklehead. He drained 4 in a row. That was crazy. The Nuggets began to pull away when Aaron Gordon and Johnson all swished threes during an 11-0 run that gave Denver an 88-74 lead midway through the third quarter. Jokic turned the ball over 5 times. Half the number he had in a loss at Memphis on Wednesday night. But still, Jokic, what are you doing? Nuggets visit Phoenix on Tuesday night. There you go. What do we have? Points in the paint. Denver wins by 8. Fast break points. Denver wins by 18. Biggest lead. 0 for Portland, 20 for Denver. Bench points. 39-38. Portland. Team rebounds are tied at 8. Turnovers 10 and 11. TTOV. What would that be? Team turnovers 1. So it was 11-11 basically. And points off turnovers 13-14. So no big deal there. Lead changes 0 times tied 4. Okay. And where's the box score? Killicam had 5 of 7. 71%. Aaron Gordon 50%. Nikola Jokic 2 of 8. Although the 2 are pretty good ones. 14 rebounds, huh? CB was 1 of 3. Murray 44.4. That's good. Solid night. Hardaway Jr. You can never expect him to go back-to-back lights out. And he had 7 in the last game. I think they were betting that he would hit 3 today. 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 for Peyton. 1 out of 5. Or 1 out of 2 for Bruce. And 1 out of 2 for Spencer. And Tyus Jones with an 0 for 1. That must have been in garbage time. So how many players did they play? 9. The last 2 minutes was... Oh, I can't stop yawning. Last 2 minutes was garbage time for the bench, and Jonas Valanciunas didn't play at all. Should that be concerning, or what are we thinking there? 19 from Cameron. AG with 12, 22 from Nicola, 15 from Christian Brown, 22 from Jamal Murray. Hardaway only had 6, but Peyton Watson and Bruce Brown both in double figures with 14 and 13 respectively. Spencer Jones, 5 points, was the only minus on the team. Come on, Spence. Although he had a couple of big ones. He had the alley-oop. That was nice. And then he had a 3 after that. Brought him back to life. Who was the highest plus minus? Cam John plus 19 and Nikola Jokic plus 19. Well, there you go, folks. That's how you kick a team's ass. Speaking of ass kicking, let's check some games from today. The Wizards got their ass kicked by the Knicks. The Kings squeaked by the Nets, and the Timberwolves beat the Celtics in Boston. Oh, wow. That's odd. I was hoping they would lose that one. Phoenix 22-point win over Toronto. That's interesting because we got Phoenix next, and we just played Toronto. And they're semi-tough. I mean, they're 5th in the East. So Phoenix ain't going to be a cakewalk. Tomorrow you got Lakers and Pistons. Let's get a loss there for the Lakers. We need a loss. We need losses for the Rockets, the Lakers, and the Timberwolves. And that's it, I think. Nobody else matters. So the Bulls, we need to win against the Rockets. Pistons need to beat the Lakers. And then when do the T-Wolves play again? Ooh, they get 2 days off? Oh, Timberwolves and Rockets on Wednesday. I'm going to have to watch that one. Oh, no, I won't. It's at the same time as Denver versus Dallas. Well, we'll know a lot by Wednesday. If they could... Oh, excuse me. Ooh, I cannot. This is what happens when you don't get your requisite amount of sleep. Anyway, so Wednesday, we will know whether Denver handled business in Phoenix. And, I mean, the way the team looks is that if everybody's playing, if everyone is healthy and you can put those 9 players in, even if a couple guys have off nights, everybody else has got to be on point. And they played so much better in terms of passing the ball and looking for cuts and actually cutting down the middle of the lane and not just standing around and watching. And it was just, seemed to be plays all over the place. If they do that, no one can beat them. In my humble opinion, that Denver, I mean, maybe not that team, but that team firing on all cylinders is going to be tough to beat. So by the time we get to Mavericks, we'll be 3-0, 4-0. I think we already counted this out, didn't we? And you got Utah at home. That's 5-0. Memphis better put a beating on the Rockets like they did to us, because fuck you. I guarantee they're going to show up and not even play hard and just throw the game. What is it about Denver that everyone just wants to play hard? I mean, it's not that Denver's defense is that bad. Today, I get sick of hearing commentators say, oh, the defense was terrible. Why? You based it off the fact that the team scored 40 points? No, they just made every fucking shot. And you can have super good contests and the guy makes a shot. That's good defense. You can play really good defense. If they still make the shot, you ain't doing nothing about it. It's a make or miss league. Once they start missing, once they come back to reality to 32% instead of 70%, then you know you can get them. All right, we crossed the 15-minute mark, so that's probably good enough for tonight. Since we got no visitors and no comments, and not that I would expect any here on the Sunday evening broadcast of the Little Nugget Show. But join me again Tuesday. What time? I think I'm going to do it at 1 a.m. because the game's at 9 and it's 4 hours after. Yeah, 1 a.m. Early Wednesday morning on the Little Nugget Show. We'll see if Denver can keep their win streak alive. If everyone comes back and plays even better than today. If Jokic can pull his head out of his ass and stop turning the ball over. Triple doubles, okay, cool. We kind of pay you for those. But the turnovers, they need to go. The attitude needs to come back. Yeah, one thing I wanted to say earlier today, I was listening to something about the Nuggets, and I was like, if Jokic is at his best, like those little guys when they're going small ball against Jokic and they're molesting him and they're hugging him and grabbing him and pulling him, and he fights into that and then argues with the refs, it's just, that's literally what's tearing him down. I mean, do you think that guy Kuma tonight wanted that smoke? He didn't want that smoke, but he had to take it because why? The coach said it. You got to go fuck with Jokic as much as you can. Put your hands on him. Make him feel uncomfortable. Get up in his chili. Grab onto his waist. I don't care what you do, but do not let him get the ball. And then Jokic's attitude today was pretty good. But I think it can be a lot better. Because when he doesn't put energy to complaining, I mean, it's almost like a performance. Like, oh, he's pushing me. I'm getting pushed. Just push the motherfucker out of the way. Be like, I'm 7 foot, 300 pounds. You're 6'6", 190. Come on. Toss you like a rag doll. But he doesn't. So hopefully over these next 10 games, he can get a little more comfortable on the floor and realize that if he stops complaining to the refs and stops foul baiting and stops flopping, that he's going to play better and he's going to shoot better. He's going to score better. And no one can stop him because he's the goddamn MVP. Even tonight, you saw it. The running floaters, those are dirty. All right. Till next time. Good night.